I've worked and I've painted
How long have you been painting?
all my life, 40, 50 years, 60 years.
You're painting now from your memory?
Memory and from observation. It's a matter of egotism too. It's a matter of suppressing the egotism or expanding on it. And you think about it more and more as an accumulation of things that have happened to you when you're old. When you're young, it's all, well, I don't know, sex and money or something like that. When you're old, it's sex and money also.
That's pretty good.
I never had an exhibition of my work, so it would be hard to say anything about it, except that it's great to have an exhibition. I was born in Springfield, Illinois. When I was 16, I moved to Brooklyn. My mother called us, there was six of us children. And they were taken away from her for non-feeding and non-tenants and so on. It's a remembrance, a compilation of many things. Of my mother, the way she acted, of the Fu Manchu, which was Boris Karloff, naturally. I don't know why I put myself in there, but to balance the picture, I suppose. The snakes.
Is that your mother?
Yeah. My mother sold tickets at a movie house in Brooklyn. She was angry, but never said so. So I figured it out. But her husband was in a mental hospital, and he died soon afterwards. And she had to find a way to support 6 kids. But it gets to be a long-winded story.
They're great. I'm glad to hear Charlottesville's a beautiful town. I was there myself just recently.
Then I went to the maritime school in Hoffman Island, and I got drafted. I killed time painting, drawing, but anyhow, I got honorable discharge from all these ships. And I got into the art school in Philadelphia there, which I left after a very, very short while. It's just a street scene in Philadelphia. And in one of the neighborhoods that were there must have been, what, is there a date here? 47. So that would be about 65 years ago that I painted this. The man who ran the newspaper booth, he seemed to have been an afflicted person. When I showed these pictures to a person in New York, she suggested Ozenfont's school. And I took this, and he said, much better than most. And we weren't getting anywhere in employment and so on in Philadelphia, so we moved back to New York where my mother was. And then I applied for the Ozenfont School of Fine Arts. I studied with Ozenfont for 2 years. It was on a GI Bill. But Ozenfont was the best teacher in my life, I guess. That painting over there, the bottles, I took it to a person at the Museum of Modern Art there one time, and she said something about Ozenfont influencing my work, so I gave up on her. But I was desperate in those days for some success as an artist, but I didn't get any. So I took this job at Montrose VA mental hospital. Stayed there for years and years, but I found that it was a good subject for painting. You could work in evenings, and all day long you could paint, or think about painting and so on. The man who was facing the wall and talking to the wall, people have asked me, what do they do with him? And I say, well, they feed him and they clothe him and they vet him and medicate him, and that's about it. They can't hardly ever cure him, but he lives there and he finally chokes to death or gets old and dies that way or something. Then I painted a lot. And I told myself I painted because I had this job that I didn't like and I was trying to get it out of my system. I was trying to paint pictures that were worthwhile from the subjects and the people that were there. Now, I go to Sydney once or twice a month to get groceries and so on, and come back with ideas from the laundromat and the store. Give me ideas for people. Yeah, a laundromat in Sydney. It was recent, but the last 10 years, I would say. That's for me, that's recent. And I couldn't get the basket in down here on the left where her leg is. I couldn't get that in. I can't get it in now, but I don't know whether to take it out altogether or the two other figures on the left there I had to put in. I don't know if they were there or not, but something like that was there. It was necessary. But she was sitting that way. That's the main thing about the picture is.
Did you ask her to sit for a while?
No, no. I find women are always performing unusually that way. The ones that I worked with, they were always doing fantastic things.
You paint mostly from memory, right?
Yeah, memory. You couldn't ask anybody to pose that way.
So you don't photograph for reference or anything?
No, because you make the person self-conscious if you photograph. Hopefully it's things like this show up once in a while. And then I think sometimes about my early life or my late life, and I get ideas from that. You get ideas any place, you know, any time. And sometimes you get mad because you can't get any ideas. But it's imaginary. It's imaginary. And I was a realist. There's no mud. Particularly Annie in this picture, it's just an incident that I saw when arising. It's just a naturalistic experience.
So you're satisfied here living alone, obviously, for 25 years.
Not
What's your day
satisfied,
like?
not satisfied, but existing. The doctor asked if he had killed anyone. Public killing like war or execution or privately murder. Patient didn't know. That's the patient for you. Okay, Water Towers, Montrose, VA. But restless, wan, cold, and unreachable. That's the story of some patients. But supervising nurse and patient, a runaway patient in dining room. There were patients who wanted just to leave, and if the door was unlocked, would go, no place, usually. Showering. And asked, what does the picture represent? I can't say for sure. An old man with water feeling good on old bones, a middle person that would make the picture better, and a soaped up third character that is momentarily unrecognizable. So that's the story of it. Painting as a religion. Religion is supposed to be about conscience and about the way you treat other people. I don't know that art does that, but does a little bit of that. Everything we do relates to other people. But the reason that I paint, the reason that religion is in it, is a mystery to me. It's hard to say, you know, and I would hate to say it right now.